Carl Grimes, one of the most tragic and complex characters on The Walking Dead, was introduced as a child who never had the chance to experience a normal childhood due to the apocalypse. The show's timeline is somewhat unclear, making it difficult to pinpoint Carl's exact age throughout the series, but based on key events, we can estimate his age at various points. Carl's age in the TV show. Carl's first appearance in the show has him around 12 years old, a bit older than his comic counterpart, who is 9. As the series progresses, so does Carl's age. Here's a breakdown of his estimated age during key points in the show. Season 1, 12 years old. Season 2, 12 to 13 years old, with a year-long gap. Season 3, 13 years old. Season 4, 13 to 14 years old, after a 6-month jump. Seasons 5 to 8, around 14 to 15 years old. Despite several time jumps, these seasons span roughly 6 months to a year in total. Carl's age is somewhat difficult to track due to the rapid aging of his actor, Chandler Riggs, as well as the condensed timeline of events in the show. By the time Carl dies in Season 8, he's about 14 to 15 years old, a tragic death that felt far too soon for a character with so much potential. Why Carl's age is hard to pin down. Unlike adult characters who age more gradually on screen, child actors often experience visible growth spurts, making it harder to keep their age consistent with the timeline of a show. Chandler Riggs, who portrayed Carl, noticeably aged between seasons, which led to a disconnect between Carl's actual age and how old he appeared on screen. How old would Carl have been if he had lived? If Carl had survived the series, he would have been around 25 to 27 years old by the end of The Walking Dead. This assumes he would have aged with the series' time jumps, including a 1.5-year jump between seasons 8 and 9, plus additional jumps in the later seasons. Carl would have likely taken on more responsibility in his father's footsteps, potentially becoming a key leader in the post-apocalyptic world. Carl in the comics. In contrast to the show, Carl lives much longer in the Walking Dead comics, where he grows to be 39 years old by the end of the series. In the comics, Carl takes up a leadership role after his father, Rick, dies. He even starts his own family, with Sophia Pelletier. This contrasts sharply with the show's version of Carl, whose death was a major shock and left fans with a sense of unfinished potential. In summary, Carl Grimes was around 14 to 15 years old when he died on the show. While the show's timeline and his aging were somewhat inconsistent, his character left a lasting impact, and his untimely death remains one of the most controversial and heartbreaking moments of the series.